Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. It's a late nighter again, but actually, I really like it. I hope that you guys aren't too tired to hang out and talk about tonight, Leilani Simon, and maybe some other things, depending on how long it takes for us to get through this. But first, let me say hello to you guys. I'm just trying to get my stuff situated here that we're going to look at. I'm outside and I was trying to get all the bug candles lit and stuff before we started. But anyways, let me say hello to you and then we'll get right into it. Hey, Kit. Oh, by the way, Jen and I were just over on Kit's channel. It's on the community tab. We had a really good discussion. If you missed it, you should check it out. Hey, Tess. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Natasha. Hey, Caleb. Hey, Peaky. Hey, Roro. Trio Girl Mom. Hey, Legendary. Angie, Nicole. Good to see you guys. Hey, B Crumbs. Hey, Grandma Sherry. Let's see. Neat. Punksy. MK. Tess. Hey, Nurse Kristen. Hey, you guys coming in. Claudia. Rando. Pointer Lover. Kathy. Debbie Doodles. Oh, my God. Angie, anybody that I missed? Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Edith, thank you for joining or rejoining. I think you're rejoining, but either way, thank you for being here and thank you. Okay, so how many of you guys have seen this? I'm going to try really hard not to give my opinions because my initial reaction was just kind of like anger and frustration. And I think that you guys will probably feel that. But I'm going to try just to get through this article first before I give too many opinions, and it might be tough. Hey, Adrian, thank you guys for being here. It's hard to find a time that works during the day. So I don't know, these late night lives have kind of became a thing. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys being here for it because it's not a thing that we're used to over here. Let's see. Okay. All right. So Leilani Simon, let me see if I can get rid of that ad. Moans about tough life in jail ahead of trial for killing infant son and dumping him in trash. So if you are a regular here on my channel, you know that we've been going through, or even semi-regular. If you've watched recent coverage regarding Letitia Stalk, we've been going through a lawsuit that she's brought forward against Kansas Department of Corrections. This is not something that is brand new. We're hearing about these inmates speaking out about, the conditions of the jails that they're in. But you know what? If you didn't do what you did, you wouldn't be there. And I understand the argument. It's innocent until proven guilty. But, with Letitia, in her case, she's in prison. And with Leilani, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's hard not to have opinions before the trial, in a situation like this with such a precious little baby. So let me make sure with the chat really quick. Oh, so she is going to prove her audacity even further. Absolutely. Yep. It's summer. I ain't got a job and I ain't got shit to do. Wait, isn't that off? Is that off Friday? I don't know why I'm thinking that. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. I'm sorry, MK, about your bedtime. I like this time. I'm chilling. All right. Thank you, guys. Okay. Just wanted to catch up with the chat, and then let's go. So a Georgia mother accused of killing her 1-year-old son and then dumping him in the trash has moaned about not getting enough TV time and going to bed hungry in jail as her murder trial looms. So she talked to the New York Post in an exclusive interview. So these are direct quotes from her during this interview, okay? She says, there is no privacy, even in our cells, because there's a camera. There's no clock. The lights are on 24/7, and they took away the colored pencils. Leilani Simon whined to the Post in an exclusive interview via her prison email. We are only allowed TV and recreational time for a total of 2 hours a week. This didn't solve the fact that we have nothing to do in our cells beyond reading and tablet use, which can cost money. Yeah, not the colored pencils. I thought that too. Hey, Mrs. O. Hey, Miss Melissa Jade. Good to see you. And since they feed us dinner at 3 to 4 p.m., we go to bed hungry every night when we have snacks in another unit. Simon has been in custody since her arrest in November 2022 related to the death of her son Quentin. She faces a litany of charges, including murder, concealing a death, falsely reporting a crime, and 14 separate counts of lying to investigators. So I want to read all of this because this article does touch up on some of what's happened, and I saw in the chat not everyone knew exactly what she had done. So I also, another thing that I pulled was like a court TV special that we might just watch after this, just to hang out and kind of continue our discussion. But Simon was the one to call 911 on the morning of October 5th of that year, 2022, to report her 20-month-old son missing from his indoor playpen at their home outside of Savannah. Punksy, thank you for being a member 30 months. Holy wow. That's crazy. Thank you so much. And then Lil Red, thank you for being a member for 7 months. Am I getting closer to my 20-year retirement watch? You're getting there. I mean, 7 months. Thank you guys. Hey, Scara. Hey, Shelly Beans. Hey, you guys coming in. Detectives quickly honed in on a dumpster at Azalea Mobile Home Park where near where she lived, and more than a month later, the toddler's remains were discovered in a landfill by investigators after they spent weeks combing through thousands of tons of garbage for any trace of his remains. So those of you that were there or watched in real time, this was horrific, watching day by day. Well, we were seeing some footage, pictures of their search, them at the landfill. There were people coming forward who worked at landfills, describing why he may never be found. And I'll never forget when we heard that some of him was actually recovered. Thank God for that, because it very easily could have been, the opposite. God. Look how beautiful. She says, I'm on protective custody status since I first arrived. Instead of housing me with the other protective custody females where I could receive all the privileges they receive, they decided to house me in medical, she told the Post. Prosecutors allege that she beat her son, quote, with an object, unquote, causing cruel and excessive pain leading to his death, according to the indictment against her. She says, in medical, we, myself, and the other high-profile protective custody females have very little to help pass by time. The rec yard is a concrete box with a concrete ceiling. The fact that she even stated that in here, when I read this earlier, my jaw dropped reading that part. What? The rec yard is a concrete box with a concrete ceiling. What did you expect? This is not a country club. This is not, you're not going to have tennis courts, basketball courts, come on. I mean, you might have some of that. It's not going to be like a country club, though. Hey, Blanca, no shit, Sherlock, exactly. They enjoy that high profile status. I can see, I agree. It reminds me of Tisha saying that they're paparazzi out there. Leilani was deemed a flight risk and denied bail following her arrest. Investigators combed through garbage for days while searching for Quentin's remains. And these are some of the pictures where we saw. So what they were doing was here, like in this picture, they would have to separate. They'd have to get a little bit off of the big pile and move it over and then separate it as they went through it. We've already went through all of this. I mean, like fine-tooth comb, separate. And then we have this to go through still, that kind of thing. Investigators combed through garbage for days while searching for Quentin's remains. I read that, I'm sorry. Here's another photo of the search. Too bad, I say. I have to think that she, doing this article, expected people to talk about it, right? Like, I can't help, I just wonder what she was thinking when she was like, yes, or I don't know if she said yes, or she just went ahead and answered their questions or emailed back with them or whatever. But let me just keep going. Another photo of the search. She also claimed she does not have as many privileges as other, quote, high-profile inmates, unquote, in protective custody, and accused the jail of, quote, punishing me for crimes I'm accused of having committed, unquote, but declined to comment on the case before the trial, which is currently expected to take place before the end of the year. They immediately stripped me of clothes and put me in a smock and then put me in a suicide cell, even though I never once said anything about being suicidal or implied it, she continued. Simon told the Post at one point she had befriended another inmate, Angela Montgomery, who has since been convicted of shooting a woman and kidnapping her 6-week-old twin sons, and that she had gotten in contact with Simon's mother to help her get out of solitary. I forgot. I wanted to look that up. Let me see real fast while we're here. Montgomery, Georgia. Here we have Leilani. Just checking on you guys. She thought people would be outraged. You think so? Yeah, they might be outraged, but not in the way maybe she would have thought then, if that's the case. She says, they had me in that cell for 9 days and didn't let me out until my mom went on the news about it. If I'm going to be here, I'd like to be treated like any other protective custody who get all the privileges the way they're meant to. They get the TV all day, get to have their food commissary whenever they please. They have a clock, and if their lights don't go off entirely, they are dimmed considerably. Oh my God. See, I said I was going to try not to give my opinion, but it is so hard, because then the next thing you see is this beautiful child who has no life to live. He has no chance to live his life, and it is infuriating. Most of the officers are very professional, but some, not many, treat us like we are guilty until proven innocent instead of the other way around. At first, a full-scale search for Quentin as a missing child was mounted. However, after a thorough search of the home and surrounding neighborhood, Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley said investigators believed the child was dead and named Simon as the sole suspect. Police and FBI agents soon focused their investigation on the landfill. While they frantically searched for remains of Quentin, Leilani and her mother, Billy Jo Howe, were spotted on the deck of Stingray's Bar on Tybee Island, a local vacation destination, downing shots of tequila. So we're going to go back. I want to click on one of these hyperlinks and see what we get, like if it will show the indictment, if they actually link the indictment they were referencing here. And then I found an article with this woman, Angela Montgomery. So just a minute before we go to the hyperlink that talks about Leilani's indictment, here is an article referencing Leilani's friend, who is also another inmate who shot a woman and kidnapped the 6-week-old twins. So let's see. Woman who shot Savannah mother, kidnapped twin 6-week-old babies, pleads guilty but mentally ill. A woman has pled guilty to shooting a Savannah mother and kidnapping her twin 6-week-old babies. Angela Kathleen Montgomery pled guilty but mentally ill in a Chatham County courtroom this week in connection to the May 2021 incident on Northeast 36th Street. Investigators say she had been communicating with mothers on Facebook and set up the meeting, which led to the shooting and kidnapping. She was taken into custody hours after the shooting, and the twins were found unharmed. Wow. So that is Leilani's buddy. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and watch the video.
New this morning, a woman says she did indeed kidnap twins in Savannah after she shot their mother.
She pleaded guilty but mentally ill in a Chatham County courtroom yesterday. Officers arrested Angela Montgomery back in May of 2021 after they found her hours after she shot the baby's mom, who thankfully survived. Now, take a look at the picture of those twins. This is them right there. This was taken just moments after they were found unharmed in Effingham County. Montgomery pleaded guilty on several counts, including kidnapping and aggravated assault.
Hey, Riley. So that is Leilani's buddy. That's nice to know. Interesting. So they actually do share a link with the actual indictment on it. Let's go over here for a moment. I'm going to check on you guys in the chat, though. And yeah, what do you think? I mean, look here. Even if you have not yet been convicted, when you are accused of what you have been accused of, jail's not going to be a nice place. You know why? Because they have to keep you protected for you to make it to trial. Because you know how many moms are in there being kept from their kids? Because maybe they wrote a bad check or are on drugs or whatever, and they're thinking about how much they miss their children, and then they see someone like you and what you're accused of. You have to be kept in protective custody. That's just that. But it's really... I don't know. I know that she's not been convicted. I know the facts haven't been put out there, but just based on what we know and her attitude at the time, for instance, before Quentin was found, there were many protesters standing outside the home demanding for her arrest. They wanted to find him first. She was outside with her family in the yard. For those of you guys who weren't watching, all of this happened live. At the time, her mom, who got a lot of backlash, a lot of people were very angry with her because her mom is the one who had custody of Leilani's kids, and Leilani was not supposed to be alone with them. Now, her mom, I assume never imagined something like this would happen. If you saw her mom when she was standing outside of the house while people were protesting, take Leilani to jail, her mom was obviously grieving. I mean, sobbing, crying, hysterical. You could see, even though, yes, I can see why people, feel how they feel. She was grieving and heartbroken, and you could tell that she loved that baby. Leilani stood out there smiling and waving like she was like star of the show. It was unbelievable, truly unbelievable to watch. Hey, Tiffany. Okay, so here's an article that came out when the indictment was released. Let's take a look at this for a second. And those of you guys coming in, we've already went through her recent interview. Leilani did an interview through email with the New York Post and complained about the conditions of the jail she was at and stuff like that. And now we are just looking at the indictment. And I think we're going to watch a video together just to kind of hang out and talk through some of this. So Leilani Simon has been indicted by the Chatham County Grand Jury on murder charges in the death of her 20-month-old son, Quentin. According to the DA, Simon is facing a 19-count indictment, including 1 count of malice murder for the intentional killing of Quentin Simon and 2 counts of felony murder. The district attorney held a press conference at the Chatham County Courthouse to explain the nature of the charges and update the public on the status of the investigation. The indictment tells a story of Quentin's last moments alive. Prosecutors believe that Leilani beat Quentin Simon, quote, with an object, unquote, causing, quote, cruel and excessive pain, unquote, which then caused the 20-month-old's death. According to the indictment, Leilani left her Buckhalter home the night of October 4th to meet her drug dealer, and again early October 5th to toss Quentin's body in the dumpster at Azalea Mobile Home Park. Police say the last time Quentin was reportedly seen was in the early morning of October 5th. The police department had said Leilani was the prime suspect. As a matter of fact, when this all began, Leilani's mom was on the news doing an interview with her boyfriend. And she's the one who straight up said, "My daughter is a liar. You can't believe a damn word she says." Just so everybody knows, basically. She was the first one to like cast suspicion on Leilani, which was surprising. So on the morning of Quentin's disappearance, Leilani told police Quentin was taken. Her boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, and Quentin's siblings were also in that home the morning Quentin disappeared. WSAV knows that police questioned Daniel in the hours after the search for Quentin started. But since then, WSAV doesn't know where he's been. According to police, Daniel was the last person to say they saw Quentin alive in the pack and play at 6 a.m. 3.5 hours later, his mom, Leilani, alerted police that Quentin was missing. Police began searching a landfill on October 18th because it said evidence led them to believe the 20-month-old toddler's body was dumped there. And on November 14th, Chatham County Police said the likelihood of finding his remains was low. Agents from the FBI, GBI, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, and Georgia Department of Natural Resources dug through thousands of tons of trash to find him. According to police, remains were found at the landfill on Friday, November the 18th. So Quentin is last seen October the 5th. It is a month and a half later, on November 18th, when his remains were found. It wasn't until October, they didn't even start searching the landfill until October 18th, and exactly 1 month later, he was found, and then 3 days after that, Leilani was arrested. The FBI in Atlanta confirmed on November 28th the human remains belonged to Quentin Simon. So I was going to play the court TV video, but what I think I want to check out first with you guys, if we can, for just a moment, because I don't have really great memory of this press conference, and I would like to see it again. To be able to remember more clearly, what was said. So let's check this out together. Just a second. I'm going to keep it muted while the ad's on. Yeah, Megan, it happened in Georgia. Hey, Abellas. Hold on just a second, you guys. Let me pull this off for a second. Just want to do something. I'm just going to pull it after the ad's done because it's just about done. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. And I always forget to say this, but if you're here, I would really appreciate it if you would either like or dislike the video, whether you like it or don't like it, but either way I would appreciate it. And thank you. Yeah, I'm not good for asking for likes, and I never do that, but hey, Sparky. Yeah, people are sick. It's really sad. I cannot wait for the day that we have to watch all of the evidence. Have you guys been watching while we're waiting? Have you been watching the Karen Reed trial? So the medical examiner was on the stand today. Just 1 second. I got that press conference on, but it's muted and I got to rewind. Let me put it back on stage. Yeah, the other day they said that her defense was supposed to start Thursday or Friday. I don't know if they'll get to it, but tomorrow is cross of the medical examiner. So, yeah. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. As you know, my name is Shalina Jones, and I am your Chatham County District Attorney. I'm here today to discuss a matter that has captured the hearts and minds of many people across our community across the state of Georgia and across this.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Let me do something there. Let's try to get these on just so that you guys can see. Mm. Come on now.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Wait, why are they not?
As you know, my name is Shalina Jones, and I am your Chatham County District Attorney. I'm here today to discuss a matter
Trying to
that has
get
captured the
the
hearts and
closed
minds of
captioning
many
on them
people
for you
across
guys.
our community, across the state of Georgia, and across this nation. And that is the sad and untimely death of two.
Why is it not wanting to load for me? I apologize, you guys. Roberta, it was from the New York Post, the main article. That is who she did the interview with.
2-year-old baby boy, Quentin Simon. Over these past few weeks, there have been photos and images that you might have seen of men and women hard at work, combing through heaps of trash, looking for just
I
the
will drop the
smallest
link to
sign
the article for you
of what
guys in a second.
happened to baby Q, as he was affectionately known. When any person, particularly a child of tender years, is murdered, harmed, victimized, or goes missing in our community, it's a matter that calls our very humanity into question.
Just one second. Just want to check in on you guys. Hey, Queen Bella. I don't think I could convict either yet, Rebecca, so far. I would love to cover that, Rando. I saw there was an update recently and I was a little too busy to get to catch it all, but I need to go back and check it out because in the beginning we were talking about that here on the channel and stuff, and I would love to cover it. Solo Sock says crazy trial for sure. I still ain't guilty even with the crappy shenanigans. Okay, so while we're paused here just for a second, I just want to take a quick poll. I'm curious how many of you guys have followed along with Leilani's trial in the case of Quentin Simon. I don't even know what's a respectful way for me to say it. You know, I don't want to call it Leilani's case. It's about Quentin, but, you know, I don't know. It's hard these days. I never want to, you know, be disrespectful, but I'll start overthinking things. Okay. Are you familiar with Quentin's story? Let's do it that way. Wait. I'm sorry, you guys. Just pretend that's a question mark at the end of that. And we'll just give it a second, and then we'll get right back to the press conference about her indictment. I have from the beginning. I have not, Lil Red. Not very in-depth, Riley said. I have from the beginning, yes. After all this stuff that came out pre-trial, I'm confident she isn't guilty and Canton is shady AF. Oh, thanks, Angie. Yes, Melissa's covered it since the beginning, I believe. Let me check it out. What you guys have? 89% yes. Okay. All right, let's keep listening.
These are the cases that keep us up at night. These are the cases that deserve justice. Before I begin, I would like to thank the fine members of law enforcement, particularly our Chatham County Police Department Police Chief, Chief Jeff Hadley. Thank you. If you'll join me here, I appreciate it. And to the rest of his team, particularly the lead investigator on this case, Detective Lemons. Chief, I want to thank you for the hard work and dedication that you devoted to this case from the very beginning.
Yes, ma'am.
Your department was boots on the ground, and you made this the highest priority for our county. You represented our county well, and we greatly appreciate it. To the men and women of the Chatham County Sheriff's Office, the GBI, the Department of Natural Resources, and every other, the FBI, of course, and every other law enforcement agency that devoted time, effort, and resources to searching for baby Quentin, we say thank you. These men and women worked very long hours, turning shifts for 6 weeks straight, working tirelessly and would not quit until
I don't know what is going on with my internet. I wonder what evidence they have. I don't know. You know, that's the thing with there's not a lot that's going to come out. They're going to have a lot more, most likely. I mean, is it possible that they don't have much more than what the public might know about? Sure, but in most cases, there's a lot more evidence. Like one that I always think of course, would be Gannon's case and the trial of Letitia Stalk and all the things that were out in the public realm and during like the beginning of the case and through the court process, you know, leading up to trial, all of the pretrial hearings and things like that, versus what we learned at trial. It's unbelievable how much was unknown. And even his own parents had came out and said some of it was even unknown to them. They keep a lot of that stuff very close to the vest just to protect the investigation, to protect the upcoming trial.
Quentin's body was found. Were it not for their tireless efforts, we would not have been able to take the first step on the long road to justice as we have today. I'm standing here before you because earlier this morning, the sworn and impaneled members of our Chatham County grand jury returned a 19-count indictment against the mother of Quentin Simon, that is defendant Leilani Simon. Defendant Simon is charged in the indictment with 1 count of malice murder for the intentional killing or death of her son Quentin.
Hey, Ava. I could switch the internet, but I'm afraid that it will mess us up even more if I do. Okay, let's see here. We'll check while it loads for a minute. Kelly, I know that she actually was charged with something. Now, I don't know exactly what, but oh, wait, yes, I do. It was it contempt of court? I can't remember. But did she turn her in? Well, I think she drove her up there, right? But she's the first one who ever made the public even know that Leilani could be lying. In the very beginning, she was standing out talking to the news. I said this a little bit ago, but and her and her husband, and she was like, yeah, my daughter said this, and this, but you know what? We can't believe a word she says because she's a liar. She's a known liar. So
she is also charged in counts 2 and 3 with felony murder in the death of her son. She is charged also with 1 count of concealment of the death of another in this indictment. And that is followed.
Good God, I'm not going to make y'all struggle through this. I will share the link to it. We're going to give it another
several counts
try. Then.
Of giving false statements during the course of a police investigation.
False statements. Okay, so this reminds me of something that I saw today. Megan Boswell. She's another one. She's awaiting trial for the death of her daughter, Evelyn, and she has been charged with like 12 counts of lying to police. A new indictment went out today. I shared it on my community tab, but, she's been awaiting trial for years. It's been a long time. And they remind me of each other with the lying to police. And yeah. Megan Boswell was doing news interviews and just, oh my gosh, I don't know, it was awful. And also unbelievable that these women can get out there and bold-faced lie like they do.
As your district attorney, I realize that this matter is really important to our community and also to the inquiring minds both here and beyond.
Okay, just one second, you guys. I'm gonna try something just quickly.
Our community that want to know what happened to baby Quentin and how it happened. That curiosity is not lost on me. However,
Different internet.
There's more evidence that may be revealed during the course of this investigation. And I say that to remind you all that this is an ongoing criminal investigation. As prosecutors, we are duty bound to preserve the judicial process by not making out of court statements about the case and by not releasing evidence in the case. I want you to know this is not about hiding anything, and I will always be transparent with the members of the public. However, it is very important.
If you see her behind her, we have Chief Jeff Hatt, okay? Chatham Police Chief. He was vocal doing press conferences and stuff like that. He took a public because they were arresting Leilani before they found her, and it went on. Like I said, he was last seen the morning of October 5th. He was found November the 18th, and in that period, people were testing. They were crying babies. It was some of the stuff I've ever seen surrounding a case. It was just awful. Regardless how you feel about Leilani, even just of everyone else in the neighborhood home, that it was just like going through what happened and all of that on the set. I don't know. It just been awful. It was awful to watch. So I can see why they're like over explaining about, we can't tell you everything. And this is well, yeah, because some of these people, they're sitting on their couch and they think they know how to run investigation better than the police. It's just insane.
That we preserve the sanctity of the judicial process. It is very, very important that we do that. So the evidence in this case, if this case should go to trial and be heard by.
Oh my gosh. So the video is working on this one, but my audio isn't. So sorry. Let's see. Okay, maybe I'm better now. I apologize, you guys. I'm probably going to wrap it up because I don't know what's going on with my internet. None of the internet is working, several different ones. So we're going to try this one last time. And if not, I'm going to link it for you so you guys can watch. And just know we're going to follow along the way. Anything else that happens, any other updates, I will certainly let you guys know. Okay, I apologize. But you know what? Part of doing live stuff like this, that's just part of it. And, it is what it is. I just appreciate you guys being here with me and understanding.
Are selected from this community, the jurors, the citizens,
Thank you,
and the
Abellas.
people who are most impacted
Thank you so
by the
much.
untimely death of Quentin Simon.
Hopefully it's better now.
But not
thank you.
revealing this evidence also ensures that the criminal proceeding remain fair, just, untainted, and that this case is not tried in the court of public opinion, but is resolved in a court of law. What that means is that while this case is of grave importance to our office, and we will devote every resource to making sure that this case is properly handled from beginning to end, it also means that we will not be responding to any open records requests or media questions about the facts and underlying circumstances and the evidence of the case. We all know that justice takes time.
Okay. B Crumbs, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. I appreciate that so much. That was sweet. Oh, you guys, I missed Music City Mom. Thank you for being a member for 13 months. And okay, you guys, so you know what? I'm going to wrap it up there. I was just going to make it quick anyways regarding the article, and the video is not wanting to play. So I'm going to link the video for you guys so you can watch it, and if you want, in your free time. And like I said, we're going to follow it all along the way, just like we're going to follow Megan Boswell. And hopefully I'll get my together so we don't have to deal with this anymore. There is nothing worse than being here like on live trying to talk about something important or like, meaningful. This matters. It matters to me. I know it matters to you guys. And like the internet keep going out and then the video not loading. And I guarantee you, I'll get off here and I'll be able to watch or do whatever the hell I want. Like the internet will be perfect. So it's really frustrating. So yeah, thank you guys for understanding. All right, you guys. Hey, a little bit. Let me just do one more thing before we go. I want to grab this article so you guys can read it if you want. If you came in late and, don't want to rewind for one reason or another, or just to have it yourself to look at. This is something like, for me, I always want to do myself. I appreciate people reading me documents, reading me articles, but I like to be able to go and look at it in my own time when I can. So I always like the source to be shared. I think that's important. Let's see, copy link. So you guys, another one that's going to be coming up pretty soon, or at least in the headlines that they're scheduling the trial, Bryan Kohberger. I am really looking forward to Leilani's trial, to his trial, Megan Boswell, Lori Vallow in Arizona. What about you guys? And I'm really looking forward to Karen Reed's defense putting on their case. I think he said it was going to take like 3 days. That's shocking. That's pretty short in my opinion. Here we go. The source is very important. Absolutely. Sarah Boone. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it too. I just didn't follow it like as closely. I'll sit and chat with you guys for a minute before we go. But yeah, in real time, like I watched the videos, of course, like those horrific videos that she recorded and the body cam footage. But as like, other than that, and the fact that she keeps asking for new attorneys, I don't know as much about that one. Rando says, I was having an ick kind of day. Y'all make it better. Thanks. Oh, well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. I hate reading. I love someone else reading to me. Yeah, especially if there's a lot to read. Oh, you guys, I have the, thank you, Abellis. I have the new, well, new-ish. I requested the visitors list from Chris Watts. So I requested not the visitors list. I actually requested any and everything they would give, including but not limited to, and this is exactly what I said, incident reports, phone calls, just whatever, and videos, audio, XYZ, anything and everything. Well, they wouldn't send much. So they sent me like one thing saying that, you know, about their laws and all the different things that would be withheld. But then they sent me his visitors list. And so I was kind of researching. I didn't want to just put it out. I might just do a video with like music in the background and zoom in and scroll through it slowly so people can watch it. And then you just, I don't know, maybe you know, maybe you don't, who the people are. Some are family, some aren't. But I did kind of look some of these people up just to see if I could find any public like Facebook groups or anything. And yeah, so I have the people he's been visiting with, including contact visits, which more at the end, he's had several of those. And I don't know if you guys are interested in that. A lot of you guys came with me from Watts Island. So there's no one on there with her name, but she changed her name. And there are quite a few women, like quite a few, honestly. My mind has exploded during the trial. Oh my God. Yeah. You know, I do prefer listening to Yannetti do the cross, but today it was just a little different, but it was interesting him like questioning the dude's qualifications and when he's went to school and for how long and all that kind of stuff. But then the medical examiner came on and I'm watching and I'm seeing like, you know, there's a split on his eye and things. I don't know. It just, but then lack of bruising and stuff in other places where you think it would be. I'm no expert, but it you can't help but wonder when you're watching some of this and hearing some of this. Karen Reed was stopped outside the courthouse and she said that she would love to testify, but it was up to the attorneys, but she's never had a point in her life where she couldn't stand up for herself. And she really wants to be able to do that, but the attorneys will decide what's best at the 11th hour. I would like to see her. I would like to see her testify. I don't think it's going to happen though. Do any of you guys think she will actually testify? I want to see that too, Rebecca. Rando, if Sarah Boone is my cousin, I may cry. Hey, we all have crazy family members. Hey, Leslie. Oh my gosh. So happy to see you. Hey, Roxanne. Beach Lover, I don't know which part I need to repeat. Hey, Trulia. Did I watch Murdoch? No, I didn't watch that trial. Like everybody around me, a lot of my friends did and covered it. Jen did. She covered it, but I didn't really watch it, no. I just feel tunnel vision by law enforcement ruined any case or justice for John, in my honest opinion. Well, Emily D. Baker, she was saying that today. She was like, you know, even if you don't buy into this conspiracy, any of this stuff, if you simply just looking at their investigation, and these are my words, like it's not her word for word. She said, just seeing that it wasn't done properly, that instantly on, you know, the 29th, had Karen in their sights, and then it all kind of fell into place. It's just not great police work, you know? She said it because she know her attorneys won't allow it. I kind of think the same thing. I think she's basically saying, I want to, but I'm not going to because they don't want me to. Nope, you don't. No way. Yes, they won't. Doubt it. I don't think she will. I have a good friend who was hit at around 25 miles per hour near a crosswalk. He had lower extremity bruising and injuries. I'm really looking forward to the cross of the medical examiner. I'm hoping that will answer some questions I have about that, but I didn't watch it either, and no interest. That was me. I cannot force myself to talk about or be interested in a case that I'm not interested in. Like some of them just I feel drawn to, and some I don't. I never get on here and plan what I'm going to say. I might plan if I want to talk about certain things, or when I've done those creator interviews, I might, write down questions, certain things, because I might go through their content and find things that I want to make sure to bring up. But it's just kind of, I'm interested in what I'm interested in, and I feel how I feel, and that may change. I'm human. I may feel about one way about something today, and tomorrow a totally different way. But Shorty, thank you for being here. I'm curious on what your opinion on Murdaugh would have been. I am one of few that feel the case wasn't proven enough for me to convict. Another friend of mine that covered it was Criminality, Riley. And I remember during the time, watching some, because I might watch them all chatting about it just to support them. And I remember her saying, if they convict, I'm going to be shocked. Hey, Crafty Chris. Yeah, Leilani is uncomfortable. How did Quentin feel? That's my thing. Well, you're mad you don't get enough TV time or enough snacks? Hello. There's a baby there's a baby, Quentin, that will never get to live his life at all. You took that from him. Allegedly, according to police, they suspect that you took that from him. And apparently they're willing to prove it. So I'm waiting for that day. But even just if the internet wasn't messing up, the freaking interview that she does outside of the house where Leilani says, if they find evidence, if they say it was me or whatever, I'll take myself to the station. And I just hope that there's some couple out there that's got him, that couldn't have kids, that's taking good care of him. That interview, I hope they play that for the jury. Now, remember, if you guys, I don't think we talked about this today, but Leilani was asking for some of that stuff to be kept from trial. She wanted some of her interviews and statements prior to her arrest to be kept from the trial. And I don't think they've responded on that or had a hearing on it. But I could be wrong, but not that I've seen. I've created a monster. My dog has now learned to open the screen door but doesn't close it once she's inside. Well, now you got to teach her to close it. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. And I just appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow. I don't know what time I'll come on. I'll try to come on earlier. I do like the late night lives though. It's so much more quiet. And yeah, I apologize about the internet issues. Let me just link this. I did link it already, didn't I? I'm going to link it one more time. So if you want to watch the press conference, you can. There is tons of stuff on this case out there. And I do recommend going to Court TV and watching some of their specials, because they will clip together, the highlights of certain interviews or whatever, that kind of thing. And they had one a month or two ago that I was going to play today. Actually, I considered it. But anyways, if I do not end this, I will say goodbye for like another hour. Y'all know me. So I'm just going to say thank you one more time for being here. Thank you to the mods. Thank you, Edith, for rejoining. Punksy, Lil Red, Music City Mom, Abellis, and B Crumbs. Thank you guys again. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.